I'm sorry. Are the cause in opposition not wishing to speak? Jody Montalero with Exxon. Tracy Evans representing Self. Tommy Smart with Loga. I couldn't read the first name. Patrick Riley with Louisiana Chemical Association. David Cresson, Louisiana Chemical Association. Tommy Fauché, Louisiana Mid-Continent Oil and Gas. Marjorie McKithen, Jones Walker. Ben Grove, Clean Air Task Force. Aaron Morvant, Entergy. Kevin Ainsworth, Jones Walker. Desiree Lemoyne, Director of Government Affairs for the TJC Group. Ray Gregson with River Region Chamber. Lana Venable, who just spoke. Ray Gregson, River Region Chamber of Commerce. Will Hardy, Conservatives for Clean Energy, Louisiana. Mike Salito, Royal Road Carbon. Mike Salito, that one's twice. There's three of them. Mike Moncla, Loga. Brad Hester, DOG. Ginger Corley, ExxonMobil. Liz Mangum, ExxonMobil. Liz Mangum, Air Products. Ted Godfrey, Baton Rouge Area Chamber. Kyle Domain, DDG. Keely McGibbony, One Acadiana. Thomas Murphy, Cade Young, Royal Martin. Blanche Gallagher, Industry Makes. Desiree Lemoyne, Industry Makes. Desiree Lemoyne, the TJC Group. Anna Johnson, West Baton Rouge Chamber of Commerce. Brian Hanks, Lamoga, Lobby, and Loga. Keen Jones, Baton Rouge Area Chamber. Buck Vanderstein, Louisiana Forestry Association. Kevin Hayes, Louisiana Landowners Association. Douglas Melanson, ExxonMobil. Robert Bauman, Hood Bauman, Forrest Hudson, Capture Point. Carson, I always get Carson's last name wrong, but Carson's with, okay, there you go, with ABC. Logan Anderson with Jones Walker. Tony McAllister with McManus Timber Company. And Bob Meredith with Louisiana Green Fuels. Whew. Representative Domain for a question on closing. Representative Owen, will you take that, please?
Of course I will.
Okay, and then we'll go to closing. Representative Domain.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Representative and members. And there was a lot of emotional testimony today, and I just want to respond to one thing that was said during testimony. If you want to upset a Bayou girl, say something bad about her parish. And I just want to. No. You didn't, sir. You didn't, sir. During the testimony, it was stated that the bayous of Terrebonne Parish were a toxic sludge, and I want to clarify that Terrebonne Parish has the most beautiful bayous in all of Louisiana, and I welcome you all to come visit and come fishing in Cocodrie, or come to Dulac, or come to Dularge, or come to Pontchartrain, one of those areas that were referred to as a toxic sludge, because it is probably the most beautiful place in the entire United States, and I will always defend Terrebonne Parish. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Representative Domain. Vice Chair Orgeron for a question on closing.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Rep. Owen, for bringing lots of people with great testimony. And I just wanted to let you know that if you heard early on my hypothetical where I had one landowner that was working to do a carbon sequestration program, it wasn't a hypothetical. It was an actual event here. It's reality. And I'm still getting emails from my constituents saying support carbon sequestration. So whenever you know my vote against HB4, you're going to know why. And I respect everything you did for, liberty and freedom and our rights and everything else. And in my way, that is private property rights is what I'm looking for. So thank you very much.
Understand.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, members of the audience and committee members, we are on closing. Hallelujah. Representative Owen, you have a right to close.
I don't know if we have a House historian, but we might ought to ask if we've hit a record or not as far as length goes.
We have not. I had a bill that went to 11:30 at night on one deal. So
I am grateful
we're not going
for your time and energy today. You are all dedicated servants. I am glad to see this discussion go the way it did. And I didn't bring anybody today. Only person I brought was my wife, and she escorted me up the hill. So these people came on their own. Many people I don't know, many people that I've heard about in email. So just a couple of tidying up points. Representative Roger, thank you for bringing your constituents. I am so happy for them. I am so happy for them. I am glad they had the choice to choose that. I will say a couple of things, and to Representative Lacombe asking about violating preemption. I asked that question coming in. That is the very purpose of the law is to create a carve-out for this purpose. I would not violate the law. I do not violate the law. I wouldn't go down that path. Representative Domain just talked about our parish, so I'm going to go ahead and show you mine. Can that come back up, please? And I have a local bill, and we'll go through this then, but I want y'all to see this. The things you see blacked in, you see Vernon Parish there is the you can see it's a parish line. There's some black marks on the inside, some sub boxes inside. We all have our own stories, and we all come from our own culture, and this was my culture. In 1940, a young colonel named Dwight Eisenhower, before he became a general, showed up down there and said, "This is going to be a great place for an army post." And they knocked on the doors of 800 citizens, 350 surnames, so that's a lot of mamas and daddies and sons. And they said, "Congratulations, you 2,500 people, you need to go somewhere else, and you got 30 days to get out. We need this army post." All that stuff you see there on the south, that was the initial post. The stuff in the north was also taken. In 2015, some more was taken. In the 40s, it was taken because fascism was on the march. And they knew the greater good. And those people were like, okay, we're going to do what we're told. We understand the greater good. That's how much of my parish we don't have. In the last couple of years, misbehaving landmen have been in there, have been pushing my citizens around because of an opportunity someone wants to give them or force on them. And that's what has me here. That's what has my emotions elevated. Let us pick our own opportunities. You pick your own. Every parish, and I do not believe, Representative Johnson, that MEDA would cancel anything if one parish in this state or two said, we don't want carbon sequestration. If this is as good as we say it is, they'll be laughing at us when they'll take all our money. We'll be broke, but we'll have made our own decision. And that's what I come to the table to talk about in closing. It was said earlier today, Dr. Hall said that he believes that the state of Louisiana is best suited to understand these things. Well, as I told y'all several hours ago, I am in possession of evidence where the state of Louisiana does not. They missed something huge when they handed out a Class 5 well in Vernon Parish. And I don't have the data, but all I'll tell you is the Defense Nuclear Agency did tests in my part of the parish, in my part of the state. They detonated massive amounts of TNT below the ground that every geologist I've talked to said there's no question that's disrupted the surface, the subsurface. So my whole point is Louisiana is not ready for this primacy. And if we have information like we have right where we are now, if we're heading down this path, a parish needs to be able to go, look, we need to make our own decision. And that's all it is. We want to make our own decision. We want you to make yours. We want our state to succeed. We don't have economic development like we need. I am on board for everything we want in this state. And I want you to have the same liberty that my people have. And I want my people to have the same liberty you have. We don't want things forced. I don't want things forced on you. And I ask you not to force them on others. So I would ask your favorable passage. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Owen. Will you take one more question at closing? Representative Carrier.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't understand why anybody would vote against it. I mean, let us choose what we want to do. I have HB 78 coming. That's just my parish. That's going to come up. I think it's this week. But anyway, I had that made. Anyway, we won't. In Allen Parish, we'd sure like to keep it out, and we're going to vote again. It's a shame that everybody can't, each individual parish can't vote for that. That's what I understand.
I hope if this is as good as they say it is, they'll come and they'll explain it to us, and maybe my people will change their mind, and they'll be all in, and we'll get the money, and we'll all be wealthy. But sometimes we don't want the king of Sodom's money if it's going to be bad. So I'll leave it there.
Representative Carrier, you through?
Thank you. Yes, sir.
All right, thank you,
Mr. Chairman.
Representative Carrier. Okay, members, we have a motion on the floor from this morning from Representative Mack about 9 o'clock or so to move favorable on House Bill 4. Is there any objection to that motion? There is objection by Representative Johnson. So members, we will roll call vote. A yes vote is for House Bill 4. A no vote is against House Bill 4. Everybody clear? Everybody clear. Madam Committee Administrative Assistant, please call the roll.
Representative Bro. Representative Bryant. No. Representative Carrier.
Yes.
Yes. Representative Coates. Yes. Representative DeWitt. No. Representative Domingue. No. Representative Travis Johnson. No. Representative Kerner. No. Representative Lacombe. No. Representative Landry. No. Representative Mack. Yes. Representative McCormick. Yes. Representative Ogeron. No. Representative Reiser. No. Representative Ventrella. Yes. Representative Zerain. No. Representative Guyman. Yes. 6 yes, 10 no.
10 no, 6 yes, and the bill fails